Alright, welcome to another tutorial. In this one we're going to look at an assembly, actually. It's been a long time since I've done any assembly videos, but we're going to look at the new Seacutter model for High Elves. So here's the box before I open it all up. And so looking inside, you got your standard flying stand sprues there, so the ball end ones. You have your 20mm base for the champion, or I forget what he's called, but he's for the sea guard, and you get your standard chariot base. Okay, so looking at these sprues, so there's the standard bearer you can get for your prince guy. We have four riders, I guess. One of them is the tiller guy. One of them is for the crossbow type thing. And then the other two is if you have just two regular sea guard in there. And as well, there's your hero guy there. So all the bits for him. And the nice thing is they don't reuse any of these. So if you were to figure out a way to magnetize these guys into the bottom of it, you'd be good to go. Also, there's your seagull there. That was mentioned in the White Dwarf. That's just sort of an extra throw-in. And some ruins for your base as well. So at the other side of that, some great detail on that banner, and I'm not actually going to use it for this kit, but I might make it into a standard bearer later on, or maybe use it for another squad of, another unit of Sea Guard. Here's another sprue. So these are the sort of the vanes or the sails for the boat thing, the Seacutter itself. There's two options for the tail. There's two options for the tiller thing there. There's the other tail there. Some shields that go on the guys' backs, and other bits and pieces. There's the big crossbow there. And there's the other side. So you can see there's where the ball joint goes in. Okay, and this is the third sprue, so this has all the eagle bits. So there's only one set of wings. However, there's two different sets of shoulders, I guess they would be. So one in either the up position or one in the down position. You also have two sets of claws, so one sort of a swooping, grabbing, and the other one swung back. You also get two different sets of heads, one with armor and the mouth open, the other just a standard head with the mouth closed. And then some other bits for the different riders on it. Some great detail on this. I really wish you could make these into great eagles. I guess you probably could, but it's an expensive way to doing that. But pretty nice looking eagles once they go together. Okay, so assembling the eagle is the first thing you do. So you got these two parts here, and they're going to go together to kind of make the torso, and then all the other bits are going to fit in. So you got your head here, and your wings are going to come out here, and then the feet are going to stick out the bottom. Okay, so next thing goes on to the feet. I chose the ones that are swept back and have these sort of banner things or whatever. I ended up choosing this style of option for all of the different options with this kit, just so it would look all sort of together. There's the head of the eagle with the armor plating on it, and that's how it goes together there. So just fits in nicely. All the joints are kind of hidden by feathers and that sort of thing. Okay, so next up is the shoulder pieces, and they just fit in there nicely. I chose the ones where the wings are kind of down a bit, so this is the underside, and these are sort of pointing down. The other ones are basically the same. So you can see they made all the joint right along the feathers, so it should hide quite nicely. And there's the wings, so yeah, there's only one set of wings, so they either go up or down, and that's the eagle all done. So it's a really nice size, great looking model, and really impressive. They probably practiced up on those Lord of the Rings eagles, which I'm tempted to use as great eagles for my High Elf army. Okay, so now putting together the Seacutter boat thing. You got your bottom piece here and one of the sides, and that's just going to fit in there nicely. So once you have the one side in, the other side is just going to go across there. And that's the main assembly for the boat. Next up is the vanes on the bottom. So it just kind of goes nicely in the bottom, right where the joint is, covers it up well. And then one on each side. So again, all the joints are nicely hidden. Not a lot of mold lines on these, but they scrape off nicely off that leading edge. and all the joints kind of come back here together and will be hidden quite well. Okay, so there we are so far. That's the main assembly for that. There's two options for this, so I chose the kind of unicorn's horn. You also have sort of a seahorse type of a hood ornament that goes on there as well. Okay, and then the tiller on the back, there's this sort of a mohawk type of thing. The other one, again, is more of a sort of a dragon fin kind of option there. And you got the hand already of the guy attached. This part here is a little bit fidgety, and it's really difficult to kind of see how it goes, but it's going to go right in here. The flat side and that piece are going to kind of mesh in there, and it's going to connect into this. So what I ended up doing is I kind of put some glue on there, held that in place, and then I glued this and fiddled around with it to try to get it all lined up. But it is a quite fidgety bit. It doesn't line up perfectly, and there's I didn't really love that piece, but not a big deal once you get it in. Okay, and then the banner at the back, again, so I chose this one here because it has the detail that follows with the other bits that I've chosen, and that's just going to go in there, and then it kind of meshes in there nicely. So you have a couple of joints that all come together, but they're pretty much hidden, and so it's nice that there's not a lot of showing joints on this kit. Okay, now here's your Seaguard Prince or whatever he is. I was debating back and forth whether or not I wanted to glue him in or have him standard on foot, and I ended up going with the on foot option. So he comes with a sort of an outcrop to stand on. He's got this trident, or you can use the banner. I chose the trident. He's got a sword that goes on him, his head, this back plate here. There's another option for that, which is the big cape. And let's see, that shield is another piece, and the leg. So everything is jointed, so with flat edges, so it all fits together quite nicely. It's pretty difficult to do it wrong. There's no multi-pose here, it's all single pose. So first up is you glue the two halves of the torso together. Then you add this piece in here. Just kind of fidget with it until it sits as nicely as you can. I like to use the super thin glue from Tamiya, and I find that works really well with these kind of characters. You can kind of actually even just put the piece in place, then apply the glue after, and it'll suck it right into the joint. There's looking at the other side. So that leg has been glued in there. And then the back piece there goes on. That's what it looks like from the front. And then the arm there with the shield, and that kind of all goes in there together and touches nicely. And put the head on with lots of great detail there. And finally the trident. So now I'm just going to put up a couple of the pieces here so I can attach the Seacutter to the Great Eagle. So this is going to attach to the eagle here, and that kind of goes back at the end of the harness. That piece there will go into here, and these two pieces go together. That socket there, and gives you an idea of how it goes together. Okay, and then these are the bases. This piece here is just sort of the underside for that piece there. And oh, sorry for the focus there, but you can see there's a couple little notches on there, so this piece goes on easily. I didn't really like having to assemble all this first, so I tried to get it all together as best I could and line it up with the eagle. I actually glued that on initially, and I pulled it off later. So this dry fitting this guy on here, so not too many pieces there. There's just the stand for that. The arms are all attached to this in one big piece, and so I was debating drilling small little holes and putting pegs there for him. This is the guy at the tiller at the back, so there's his hand. It's going to go on that. And there you can see what it looks like all kind of dry fit together. I think I actually had glued this and just stuck it there for now. So I'm now assembling the other two riders. I haven't decided fully on whether I'm going to use the crossbow or the two extra sea guards in there. Kind of like both options, not really sure how I'm going to build my army list, and I think that might determine how I do this. So he's got a nice dynamic pose, and his one foot will stand up on the edge of the boat. And then there's the other guy, so he's going to have a spear with two of his hands on it, and he's kind of spearing over the edge like that. These are nice. They have a little notch at the back for that sash, and so they just sit on there really nicely and have lots of contact. There's the front side of him, and there's the shield with the spear for the other guy. So yeah, really cool looking dynamic models. Great, great sort of centerpiece type of model. And again, there's what it looks like all assembled. I ended up gluing this guy onto the base, so I'm just going to paint him up separately and use him sort of as a hero for my Seaguard. So there's the sort of the size of the model. Obviously these things aren't going to rank up nicely, and hopefully you don't have to squeeze them too close to each other on the tabletop. And there's all the guys assembled and glued together. So the tiller guy, the two Seaguard that you can have as the bowmen or guys if you're going to charge, and then there's your option for your crossbow. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Check out my other painting tutorials and be sure to subscribe so you get notification of all the other stuff I'm going to be posting for High Elves and various other armies. See you next time.